DJI Air 3, our impressions. Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. The other night, I hosted Rotor Talk Live and was joined by Mr. Marcus Crawford and Mr. Ron Brown. We spent the better part of the evening discussing all the latest regarding the release of the DJI Air 3. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. There, DJI Air 3 arrives. Okay, there we go. Was a lot out on Drone DJ today, and I want to kind of go over this, and then we'll digest all this information, and then some of the other things I want to do is I want to get Marcus's take on some of the reviews out there. I'm going to give you my take and reviews I think you guys should watch. I watched a ton of them today, and I mean literally a ton of them, and I kind of picked out the best ones that I thought personally, really showcased the features of the Air 3 the best. So let me go ahead and we're going to get started here.
Hey, Bill, should we get this out of the way? You ordered, correct?
Yes, I did. Now, just to let you guys know, what I originally did was I originally ordered it through the mothership, and then I saw that Adorama had it, and they were shipping. If you bought it today, you could get it by Thursday. And I have an Adorama store card that offered 12 months, same as cash. And, I wasn't getting that, ordering it from DJI. So I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. But listen to this. I went out there and I canceled the order for DJI, and it showed it's processing. And I go, okay. And then Adorama, it processed it, and I got a tracking number. But I ended up getting a tracking number for the one from DJI. So I pinged support to see if they could stop it, because it gave me a tracking number on that. So they're going to get back to me. But no harm, no foul. If it gets here, I'll just, ping them again, get a label, and send it back.
Right.
An item of note, and this is something I think everybody needs to know before I get going into this. UPS is more than likely going to be going on strike on Monday.
They settled, Bill.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's fantastic, because I was hearing the opposite, but that's very good news, because that would have really thrown a wrench into the works here.
Well, that's what they're saying on Twitter. I can tell you that there was a bunch of posts on Twitter that said they got a contract and settled.
Okay. All right. All these articles that you're seeing on Drone DJ are out on Bill the Drone Reviewer Facebook group if you want to reference them later. Okay. And the article talks about, of course, what we know the release today, and risk of sounding in recent weeks increasingly obvious. The marquee features of the Air 3 are the dual 1/1/3 inch CMOS sensors, wide angle, and 3 times medium telecamera, respectively. Okay. 48 megapixel photos, 4K 60 frames per second HDR videos, and 2.7K vertical shooting, 916. It can be uploaded immediately to social media. The Air 3 also ensures full obstacle avoidance through its omnidirectional sensing capabilities, and near 50% longer flight time of over 46 minutes. According to the Power Innovation, the company's battery charging hub that supports the charge accumulation function, allowing users to transfer leftover juice from multiple other batteries to the one with the highest remaining reserves. That's a real neat feature. And just to stop here, in case you guys didn't catch it earlier, there is no concurrent charging with this. We were kind of led to believe this is one of the things that proved not to be true. There is no concurrent charging with it, but it does have this feature where the other two batteries will charge up the another battery and till it's full. So I think that's a neat feature as well. Entry-level 3 Air package, including the drone and DJI RC M2, sells for $10.99. The DJI Air 3 Fly More combo costs $13.49, while the Air 3 Fly More combo with the DJI RC2 runs at $15.49. Focus track for both cameras, quick shots, 2.7K vertical shooting, master shots, night mode, which is good. That's a real good thing. Hyperlapse, slow motion, smart photo 3.0, quick transfer, light cut, one tap edit, waypoint flight. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead on to another article here. I'm going to go through these articles, and then we're going to start talking about this here. Now, what comes with DJI's Air 3 Flymore combo? Okay. And unboxing the Air 3 drone, another carrying case for you. Okay. It comes with a case, the best charging case DJI has ever made. And we just talked about how that case works. The charging case has more tricks up its sleeve. It charges all 3 batteries simultaneously. That's wrong. That's wrong information. Okay. They probably should have checked this out before they put that out there. There's one crucial item missing from Flymore combo, a charging block. Although DJI provides a USB-C cable for charging and data purposes, they don't include a wall plug. This isn't just DJI. Many consumer electronic companies have begun removing these from their products in the name of reducing e-waste. DJI does offer 65-watt and 100-watt charging block options for separate purchase, but not including one in the box is a significant omission for a package that's supposed to give you everything you need to fly.
Hey, Bill, can I comment on that?
Yes, please do.
So in the name of reducing e-waste, well, I chose in my combo that 100-watt charger. Yeah, it's $95. So trust me, DJI is making a little bit of profit. I can't remember what the 65-watt one was, but it's just another way for them to get couple more bucks out of you.
A couple of side notes on this, and I'm glad you stopped me here. Number one, I ordered that 100-watt charger too. I ordered it separately from the order. Here's Ron.
Hey, good.
Sir. Hello, gentlemen. How we doing?
Good.
We're not talking about that drone again, are we?
Well, we actually talked about the Action 4 before you joined us, Ron.
Oh yeah. How do you like the Action 4?
Well, it's kind of like, well, the one thing I was surprised, and Marcus was telling me, Lon said it's not coming out today. I really kind of thought just, with the dual theme, that it wasn't just the cameras on the Air 3, but it was also going to be a dual release. Yeah. So that
made us wait. Hey,
what we're talking about right now.
Do you think that Action 4 will have some of that same camera sensor technology that Ken talked about this morning?
That's possible.
The stacked sensor
and backlit emulated.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting to find that out. We're talking about the Flymore combo for the Air 3 right now, Ron, and how it's not including a charging brick, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Marcus just said he ordered 100-watt. I ordered 100-watt as well.
And I did confirm that charging brick does not come with any of the Flymore kits.
Okay. Well, one of the interesting things is I bought one when I got the Mini 3 Pro. So I have one. It's a 65-watt charger.
Yeah.
So I got one. So when it comes, I'll have something to charge it up with, which I think is a good deal to have that. So I do have one on hand already. So
yeah, my Mavic 3 charger is kind of an all-around charger. It charges. I use it to charge up the Mini 3 and
same here, Ron. I do exactly the same thing.
But I am interested in buying that 100-watt charger, but I don't need it right when the drone comes. I think I will invest in the 100-watt charger down the road, Bill.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. While I never experienced any issues with the original RC controller, like others have reported, the RC2 has been flawless in terms of performance. It's a rock-solid controller. If compatible, it would be a welcome addition to the Mini and Mavic drones, okay? I expect to see the Air 3 sold by itself and the RC2 separately in the near future, which could offer these items together at a lower price than the current $1,549 price tag that's now. And then honorable mention, Air 3 ND filter set. Similar to what we've seen in the Mavic 3 and 3 Pro, the filters look like the standard UV filter and cover both cameras. The set includes the standard 8, 16, 32, and 64 stops, which would be useful on sunny days considering the aperture on the Air 3 is not adjustable. All right. I'm sure we'll see companies like Newer will come out with their own version soon enough. They'll feature a polarizer in place of a 64-stop filter. Overall, the Air 3 once again surprised us with even better features and accessories than its predecessor. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. We're going to go over these articles here, Ron. Then we're going to dissect everything here. Okay. Now, this is a really good article that they had on Drone DJ, and it was a comparison here. It was the Air 3 versus Mavic 3 Pro versus Mini 3 Pro. And they went out and they compared them. And there's a chart here, and it goes over pricing. You can see, obviously, the weight, the Mavic 3 Pro at $958, the Air 3 at $720, and the Mini 3 Pro at less than $249. And, of course, the flight time, which is really kind of close on all these, the maximum flight distance
I remember Bill, the regular Mavic 3, not the Pro, has a 46-minute flight time.
That's true. That is very true. Maximum ascent speed. Okay, you can tell the Air 3, which is incredible. Descent speed, same thing again, and it's beating the Mavic 3 on that.
I'm telling you, be careful. That thing's going to drop like a rock out of the sky when you pull down on that stick.
It's going to rise. It's going to drop according to these numbers.
Yeah.
Maximum horizontal speed, 21 meters a second, and that's the same as the Mavic 3. Operating temperature, internal storage is the same. The image sensor talks about that. The lens, the digital zoom, obstacle sensing, video transmission system 04, 03 plus on the
Mavic. Let's stop for a second. We may never get back to. Did you notice the wording on the obstacle avoidance testing? The same exact wording for both drones. That both drones. Yeah. By that, I mean Air 3, Mavic 3.
Yes, I see that. Wording. That's a good point there, Ron.
Yeah, now good call out, Ron.
Maximum transmission distance with interference. Strong interference, urban landscape, 1.5 to 4 kilometers. Medium interference, 4 to 10 kilometers. Low interference, 10 to 20 kilometers. Low interference obstructed by buildings, 0 to 0.5 kilometers. And you can see the difference here. I'm looking at the low interference ones here for the Mavic 3. It's 9 to 15 kilometers, and it's 10 to 20 here. So you're definitely getting some more range with this. The batteries are kind of similar. It's a 5,000 milliamp on the Mavic 3 Pro, 4241 on the Air 3. Charging time, it says 80 minutes using the include data cable of the 65-watt portable charger, 60 minutes using the 100-watt USB power adapter and battery charging hub, okay? 96 minutes using the include data cable, the 65 for that, and 70 on the Mavic 3 Pro, okay? And it's a good comparison here, all right? Now, the last thing is an actual review, and I do want to go over that. That's the last thing we're gonna look at article wise. And let's go ahead and share that. Okay, DJI Air 3 review, a true mass market flagship drone. Okay, they go into a specs breakdown, which we've talked about already. Is this a true flagship drone? Before the release, leaked marketing material pitched the Air 3 as a quasi-flagship drone. While flying it around Milwaukee the past week, came to think it's very true. All right. 70 millimeters back, and it's glorious. All right. A new king of autonomous flying. You can see that video right there. Is this drone for you? And in my opinion, you need to consider what you need from the drone. Do you need Apple ProRes? What about multiple cameras? Can you get away with just a Mini 3? However, I think the Air 3 is a great drone to purchase for those wanting to be on the safe side. It offers enough features to make you feel like you're flying a premium top-of-the-line drone without breaking the bank too much. It even offers as good or better features than the Mavic 3 Pro. That is probably one of the most important sentences I've read today, okay? It even offers as good or better features than the Mavic 3 Pro. And, and I'll harken back to our good friend, Original Dobo, this morning during his time on Drone Nation. That's basically what he said. I mean, he's enough so that he's going to buy another one, and that's his workflow now. He's going to use the Air 3. That really speaks a testimony to all this. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on all this.
So next week on Trash Day, my Mavic 3 should be sitting out by the curb.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that, Ron.
Yeah. One thing in the specs you went over that I don't think it didn't have the specs there for the Air 2S, but of course this is maybe 200 grams heavier. And you know what I'm thinking, guys? That may make it even better flying in high winds. More substantial weight like the Mavic 3 makes the drone kind of even handle better. So even though the Air 2S is amazing in high winds, I think the potential for the Air 3 to be even better.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think there's no question. Yeah, there's no question, particularly when you look at those the specifications for the speed and the ascent and descent speed. Clearly that thing is going to be able to pitch however it needs to get where it needs to go. So it's going to be good in the wind.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the stats that I saw today, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, the range that the gimbal has on this drone is insane. I don't know if you saw the range.
I did not know.
It's incredible. And I looked at it on DJI's website. That's where I first saw it, and I was amazed by it. I didn't bookmark it, but I was amazed considering what the Air 2S did, and now what the Air 3 does with that gimbal. It's just astronomical the range that you have with that now.
Interesting. I guess we're used to that now with the Mini 3 Pro having that incredible range, so it's something that they're going to have to look to put in more drones.
Which, by the way, that's something that the Mavic 3 does not have, because that big old camera on the front, it can't look side to side very far.
Mm.
Well, one of the things today that kind of, some of the reviews that I'd like to call out is ones that I think you guys should watch. And I posted them out on Bill the Drone Reviewer Facebook group. Both of Ken's videos, Original Dobo, he did a fantastic job on that. Rick Smith, he did a great unboxing. I watched his video today. DC Rainmaker, he does a good job. He's very unbiased in his opinion. It was very thorough, very detailed. And he showed, he goes over the pluses and the minuses of it. And I really like it. And it's definitely worthy of your time. It's kind of long, but it's good watching. And of course, Billy's review video, he did a great job as well too. And one of the things that I pointed out this morning, both during the Drone Nation show and then also at noon when we were on, was one of the things that I really think is a hallmark about a first video about a drone, if it's not just a purely unboxing video, is some actual video from the drone. Okay, yes, we know there's waypoints. Yes, we know there's omnidirectional sensing. Yes, we know there's flight track. Yes, we know there's master shots. I mean, on and on and on and on. We know all this, okay? But what do we buy a drone for? We buy it for video. We buy it for the camera. And, let's take a look at that. And, and that's why I like Ken. He pretty much dedicated an entire video just on video from the camera, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, and Bill, we've mentioned that before. All those other features are great, but if the video stinks, so it doesn't matter how many waypoints and all the other stuff that a drone has, if they can't get the video right.
Yes. Yeah. If you guys can't get the video right, it's, sayonara. I mean, it's, you might as well be buying I'm going to say a 4-letter word, Fimi, which it is. You might as well be buying a Fimi because, you're not,
yeah,
you buy it because of the quality of the video.
The camera's got to be right before anything else matters.
So I got to go ahead.
Well, Bill, yeah, I just wanted to reflect back. I just flew that Fimi the other day, and we were talking about the video quality of, equating it with the original Air or the original Mavic Pro, something along those lines. Well, that even just now that we're getting this Air 3, etc., that even kind of puts that one further into the history books. And I guess price-wise, it may have an advantage, but as a consumer, demand more. Right?
I mean, really, Marcus, with the list price, I mean, the Fimi sell for a different price every day on different websites and so on. But if you take the list price of the Fimi, basically, the Air 3 is only the price of two Fimis X8.
Or I'll go another one. How about the little the Mini 3? The Mini 3 video quality is a ton better than that drone for roughly the same price. So,
well, you can get the regular Mini 3, probably less money at the
Fimi. That's what I said. Yeah,
crazy sale or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The regular Mini 3.
Or I'll even paraphrase that a little more. If you buy the Fimi from an American reseller such as Amazon, someplace where you could return to the U.S., it'll cost you more than a Mini 3.
Totally true. Yeah. Totally agree with you.
If you buy from a U.S. vendor.
And here's what I'll say. That Mini 3 is a high-performance drone, and it's probably going to be just as fast and probably just as good in the wind as that.
Yeah. Even though he's playing the famous that has that eight wind factor.
Which I'll be honest with you, I don't buy it, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't buy it either. Yeah. Wanted to ask a question for both of you. Did you get any surprises from this release today? And I mean, either good, bad, or indifferent. Did something surprise you? Go ahead, Marcus.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, it was so cool that Ken came on the Drone Nation show this morning because he explained that sensor technology to us.
Yes.
And that sensor technology, to me, that's where the proof is in the pudding. We pretty much knew everything else. And, everybody's complaining about lack of 1-inch sensor. And I knew that there was going to be some magic there. I just didn't know what it is. Ken explained it all to us with that stacked sensor and the backlit. I can't remember what the technical name
back immolated sensor rather than the front one, because remember the front one, so it had things in the middle that blocked some of the light where you put in the back, and I mean, I don't pretend to understand how to explain
to put that into another way is I was just and I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but Quick Ass Tutorials. He had video. It's the same exact size sensor. Yeah. He had video from the Mini 3 Pro and the Air 3 side by side, and there's a big difference.
Yeah, you can the Air 3 is significantly better.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to put in a shameless plug. You guys need to watch, the replay from Drone Nation from this morning, okay, with Ken, because I'm telling you, it will sell. If anything that we have said will help you buy that drone, Ken will just put you over the top.
If you didn't think you needed the Air 3, don't watch Ken, because he's gonna not I mean, when I say convince you saw it, I don't mean he's pushing the drone, but just by his love, his description or whatever. I mean, he just loves that drone, and it's contagious or whatever, makes you buy it. Bill, I'll ask the same question you asked Marcus. The surprises or whatever disappointments today, some of it disappointment. This is DJI's fault at all. The leakers had led us to believe that the charger would charge all 3 batteries at the same time, and that's not true. But that's no fault of DJI's. That's the leakers got it wrong. So nothing on DJI. And a good surprise is that the drone was available to order and ship. As you, Bill, you're going to get it in just 2 days on Thursday. So the availability and the quick shipping this time around is a good surprise.
That's a good surprise. That's a good call, Ron. Hey, Chris Hope is asking in the chat if there was a new drone today. And there is, Chris. It's the Holy Stone Spidey HS360S sub 250 drone. Just knew you'd be interested.
Well, Chris is also saving for the Phantom 5, Bill.
Yeah.
Phantom 5 Pro.
Yes, the Phantom 5 Pro will be around. Well, I like what Maddie said.
Bill, quick question. Now that we've with the camera technology here, the smaller sensor, do you think that we've seen the last of the 1-inch sensor drones from DJI? Obviously, if it's a Mini 4 Pro this year, obviously they're not going to have a 1-inch sensor, because this 1/1.3 sensor is better, so it won't be a 1 sensor there. And the Mavic 3 series is already on a 4/3. So have we seen the end of the road for 1-inch sensors on DJI drones, Bill?
You raised an excellent point, Ron. I was kind of I was thinking about bringing that up, but you did here. And, look, the proof is in the pudding. And you know what? And I'm going to harp on this. And it's real interesting. The comments from the show at noon today. And it's like several of them saying, well, people are backpedaling now from the whole 1-inch comment,
right,
because they see the videos. They see what it's like. And the 3 of us, have been preaching ad nauseum, look at the video before you say anything about this, okay? Just look at the video. And then you watch Ken and you listen to him and you listen about this sensor, okay? And it's just, people are just like, they're so into numbers. Well, and like you mentioned earlier, Ron, we got them that way, okay? We've
been preaching 1-inch sensor since the Phantom 4 Pro.
Yes, it's like, you got to get that 1-inch sensor. I mean, that's a gold standard. You can't, you got to have that on your drone. And then,
if you don't have a 1-inch sensor and 60 frames per second, you weren't flying.
That's right.
Well, I admire these guys that are up to date on that sensor technology. Rod Hansen educated Ron and I one day, explaining all the different kinds of camera sensors to us. I had no idea. And just like Ron said, hey, we all know bigger is better, right? So that's where that 1-inch sensor thing comes from.
Yeah, and back to the people have been wanting a 1-inch sensor and action camera for years too, and now if they can put the sensor technology in the Action 4, it won't be that need for that one-end sensor that could possibly overheat or whatever. And Bill, if we actually ever do see a Pocket 3, I bet you the Pocket 3 will have this same.
That's where I was going, Ron. The Pocket 3.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be great to have small cameras like that. Probably couldn't handle one-end sensor, especially without raising the price considerably and overheating issues. So I think this is a big day for not only DJI but drones and small cameras in general, Bill. That they're now able to put a smaller, more heat efficient sensor in a drone and keep the price down and and keep performance very high.
Yeah.
Chris Hope is joking around about bringing back the GoPro Karma, but seriously, Chris, I wish GoPro would have continued to produce drones, because who knows where they would be at in the game now.
I mean, just because the first GoPro Karma, was somewhat of it doesn't mean the Karma 2 wouldn't have been a big hit.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah,
I know they're worried about the name. They just could have called it something else. The GoPro Eye in the Sky or whatever. They could have called the second one anything else to get away from the connotation of the Karma.
The GoPro Red Flyer.
There you go.
Well, and I'm going to agree with both of you. My big surprise, and not in a positive way, was about the concurrent charging. We were kind of hyped up about that from the leakers, and that didn't happen. Yeah. But conversely, as Marcus said, I think my biggest takeaway and my number one thing from the day was, when Ken talked about that sensor today. That was just, people need to go back. If you have any doubts about that sensor, go back and watch Drone Nation from this morning at 9:00, and when Ken got on and when he talked about that. You guys need to really watch that, because he explained it in an incredible way. He always does a great job, but he was very down to earth, matter of fact,
right.
No holds barred.
Stick to the point. And Mark has been saying this for weeks. DJI wasn't going to go backwards in camera quality.
Right. Yeah. And our friend KC Crime Fighter, DJI doesn't go backwards, okay? And that's and we've
they didn't go back on sensor size, but they didn't go back on quality.
Right. You guys have said it on Drone Nation. We've said it here on Rotor Talk. We've always preached DJI doesn't go back. They always move forward, okay? That's one of the things that's been a constant theme of this channel and your channel since we've started, is they don't go backwards. They always go forwards here. And this is a huge leap. And people need to realize, that article was right, okay? This is a flagship kind of drone now, all right? This is one, everybody's going to, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see Mavic 3 sales start to go down, and you're going to see Air 3 sales go up, okay? Especially
I think the same thing happened when the Air 2S came out. I think you saw the Mavic 2 Pro sales drop a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you will see that with this as well, because it's like, where's the incentive to buy a Mavic 3 right now? Okay, the Mavic 3 Pro. Yeah, but
I know Quick Answer Tutorials had a little bit different take than Ken. Marcus, you saw this part. He thought for just taking photos, he still preferred the 4/3 camera, raw photos from the 4/3 camera on the Mavic 3 series, on the Hasselblad camera.
Here's what I'll say, and I talked to Ron about this earlier today, Bill, but somebody of my skill level, I'm primarily a hobbyist. I'm no camera expert nor video expert. Really, that Air 3 is honestly all the drone I really need. Now, I'm an enthusiast too, so I'm tickled to death to have that Mavic 3 Pro sitting behind me back there. However, do I really need it? Not so much. This Air 3 will probably handle anything I ever wanted to do with a drone.
Yeah. You know what we forgot to ask Ken this morning? We forgot to ask him how good the smart photos were. Smart Photo 3.0.
And Ron and I have talked about that before too, Bill. That has been one of my favorite features of DJI. I'm not somebody who wants to spend a bunch of time in Lightroom color grading a photograph. And man, when you look at the smart photo and regular photo side by side, I don't know what magic they put in there, but it's really good.
And believe me,
it's automatic.
I'm a Lightroom guy. I play around Lightroom, but I don't want to play around Lightroom. I'd love to have Smartphone 3 get the photo right in camera, and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Bill, just a little note on availability. I looked around a little bit. If you go to Best Buy, you could kind of like pre-order. In other words, you can get it. I think you can get it Friday, and Amazon's the same way. You could pre-order it and have it delivered. I think on Friday.
Okay.
Even though they say sold out or not available, because I think for them it won't say that until Friday. But you could pre-order both places and pick the drone up on Friday or have it delivered on Friday.
Okay.
So
yeah,
mine's going to be for the big guys. It's just kind of weird because it looks they have it that thing sold out thing or whatever. But just because I don't think it can be live for whatever reason, it can't be live until Friday. But again, you can pre-order, so don't worry about that if you want to get it from one of the big retailers like Best Buy or Amazon.
It's real interesting this time around, and that's something that we always talk about ever since the original Mavic Pro came out, and they had the debacle that they didn't anticipate the demand, and people were waiting 3 and 4 months to get that drone. Mm-hmm. I've said this. I think DJI's really kind of learned their lesson here, and I think production was. I think it had been. They had started probably back in April. Okay, and they really geared up because they were putting out.
I heard May that was already the factories were pumping them out.
Yeah, they were getting something special together, and I'm like, it's going to be here Thursday. That's just absolutely insane. Now I won't be able to fly till Saturday, and I'm going to have help. Okay, right. I'm gonna fix up a lanyard to put around it, and Valerie's going to go out there and help me for the first few times until I get.
How much feeling do you have in those figures on that handbill?
I can pinch this. Yeah. So, as long as I have a lanyard around the controller, like I can move I can move the stick up and down. I'm not having a problem with that at all. Okay. And I'll use my right hand for other stuff. So as long as I need to have a lanyard, I can't really hold the controller, but with a lanyard, I can do that, and I can hold it with the right hand too.
Everybody loves a lanyard, Bill. A two-beta drone didn't have like some kind of voice command where you could just say Air 3 take off, hover 10 feet. Okay, now go up to 100. Move forward. Turn left. You could just voice command it all over the place.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be real nice.
Hey, did anybody notice in any of the videos, anything, Dave? Does the Air 3 have the nifty mode that's in the Mavic 3 series? Marcus, you use the nifty mode before, and that helps you. It gets around objects better, smoother.
Well, it's smoother, but they also warn you that hey, you might hit something. So
right. It's got trade-offs.
Yeah, so there is a trade-off. I've tested it with the Mavic 3, but I can't say that I've ever really used it, Ron.
Yeah. Well, our good friend Casey Crimefighter pointed out only one version of the Air 3 is available on Best Buy now. The other 2 versions are not available.
Yeah, I saw not available, but if you dug into it, you could you could pick them up Friday.
Okay.
I don't have the ultimate answer, so go to see, but it just looked like between both of those sites, well, Amazon, you definitely could pre-order, but both of those sites, it looked like all you do is wait until Friday, you can just get them. So that's good. If you can walk in your Best Buy on Friday. Yeah, there's hand gestures back from the Spark. Well, Bill, you're probably not even good with hand gestures with that.
I can do, I can move my hand. I have pretty good movement as far as that's concerned, and I can move the fingers. I can actually grip things like this right now. I can't quite make a fist yet. And one of the things in physical therapy, all right, she had me pick up 30 marble balls, and I had to put them in a container, and then there were 15 marbles in a tub of rice, and I had to go through, pick each marble out, let the rice out of my hand, and then drop that over without dropping the marble. Okay. So it's to kind of test, kind of to get my hand back to working again. It's been a while. So, it's going to be a process, but I'm impressed with her. She's done a great job. She really knows what she's doing. I'm doing my exercises 3 times a day. It's that. And then I'm also, she teaches me, she taught me to massage my hand, basically to force the excess fluid out of my hand and get it out. And it really works. I mean, my hand is so much less swelled than it has been. So we're heading in the right direction. I'm really, really pleased with that.
That's good news, Bill. And Nick added in the chat, Nick's High Tech said that, yes, it does have Nifty too.
Yeah, I saw that as well, Ron. So, well,
And Mike Wright's saying his Best Buy can deliver the drone, the Air 3 on Thursday. I guess the Best Buy ordering all depends on where you live, Bill.
That's true. That's true. It could be different. I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't check Best Buy today because I got the email from Adorama this morning and I looked and it says in stock and shipping on Thursday. And I'm like, okay, let's check this out. Yeah.
Well, I know what I'll be doing on Saturday. I can tell you that.
Oh, same here. Okay. And it's going to be a joy because it'll be not only my first flight with the Air 3, but my first flight in, I don't know, at least 3 months. Okay.
Right.
I haven't been able to pick this up. And one of the things for me, anyway, I think is going to be a good thing is, the controller is going to be lighter than the RC Pro. Okay. Because the RC Pro, it's kind of hefty. It's kind of beefy. Okay. This one's lighter. So it's going to be easier for me to handle and navigate, which I think is important.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing I think Ken kind of brought today is, just as impressive as this new drone is the new DJI RC2.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the range and the signal strength.
Unfortunately, right now, it looks like the only drone that will work with is the Air 3. Do you think they'll ever offer some backwards compatibility with some recent drones on that?
Yeah, you saw Richard's note, didn't you, Ron?
I did, but I mean, they told him that, but they told him that as of today. They never said that it would never ever happen. As of today, it's not backwards compatibility, but that was the way with other drones too. Like out of the box, a lot of controllers aren't backwards compatible, but that doesn't mean they won't. They didn't get added down the road. Like for instance, Marcus, on day one, was the DJRC compatible with every drone in DJI lineup?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I remember they rolled things out, and they do that commonly.
Yeah. It's no guarantee they will. Yeah. And maybe people say it's had to do with OcuSync 4, but we've seen OcuSync, bigger OcuSync numbers work with older OcuSync drones in the past. So this is an unprecedented that'll work with. My whole point where I'm going with this, Bill, is it won't. Backwards compatibility won't have OcuSync 4, but it will have those antennas to offer, more signal reach.
Yeah. And I think
it would be compatible with
if you watch Ken's video, the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
Yeah. That range was just astronomical that he had in that video. And it was, and look, and the thing to pay attention to when you watch Ken's flight video is the signal strength. For that, I mean, it was solid. And you look at the feed, it was solid. There was no dropout, nothing with that. And look how far he went. That was just insane. That really was. It really impressed me. I would think that's another thing. Another pleasant takeaway is the range of this with the controller is just off the charts. And then putting antennas on it, that was genius. That was absolute genius on DJI's part. I mean,
why do you think the first DJRC came out without antennas, Bill?
That's a $64,000 question, Ron, because I was just thinking that myself, because that controller, that's the one that if I, for some reason, when I was flying the Mini 3 Pro, if I turned my back, I would get to 1,000 feet and then I would get a message, oops, a signal strength message. And I realized my back was to the drone and I had to turn around again. And once I turned around, it was okay for about another 200 or 300 more feet. And then, at about 1,300 feet with the Mini 3 Pro, for me, it was dropping out. Okay.
They must have had a lot of faith in their technology when they designed that thing. And it turned out to be not quite what it was, because to your point, the RCN1 with the antenna on top there, had way better range. In other words, let me tell you this. when I did side-by-side tests with the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 Pro, I saw no difference in range flying the Mini 2 with the RC N1 and flying the Mini 3 Pro with the DJI RC.
Okay.
They were just about identical.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, the DJI RC1, we'll call it this point.
Right.
It did look kind of cool without the antennas on. It added to the look of the drone, or just the what do you call it, the minimalist package with
it was more elegant, wasn't it? It was very elegant looking.
Yeah, yes, without those antennas. But in retrospect, we would have rather had those ugly looking antennas on top and have a little bit better
Absolutely.
connection.
Absolutely. Well, one of the videos I'm looking forward to seeing is a comparison between using the RC Pro and the new controller. And looking at that and seeing what the difference is, which I'm sure there's going to be one. But I'm really interested in seeing a video about that.
Marcus, that's an idea for you.
Yeah.
Boing. Well, guys, you have any closing thoughts here?
I know. Just it was DJI Air 3 day. The drone was everything we would hope it to be and more. Of course, the proof will be in the pudding, even more so when the people that pay for the drone get it and put us through its paces. Not that I'm distrusting, the reviewers all, but I mean, when the people pay for it getting their hands, they really go through every nook and cranny of the drone. So I'll be looking forward to Marcus and all the Bill and all the people that get it this week, their first flights.
Well, to Ron's point, I think this has been probably in my recent memory. I was talking to Ron about this earlier today, maybe going all the way back to the original Mavic Air 2. This has been the most exciting drone introduction, I think, since then, for many reasons. The technology that they're bringing to the table for us, the value that they're bringing to the table, and the logistics wise, it's in stock. You can order it. It's going to come by this day. When I ordered on the mothership, it said right on the screen, it will ship here. It will be delivered to you on this day. When have you ever seen that?
That's what we like to see. We don't like those vague, I think like maybe it was the Mini 3. You order it, you got confirmation, but you got no confirmation of shipping, tracking number, anything.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to say this to kind of close things out. Okay. One of the things, and we had talked about this, and I've made mention of this fact several times. There had been so many people asking me from the Air 2S group, when are we going to see an Air 3? When are we going to see an Air 3? That was probably the number one question I would say over the past 6 months that I've gotten either via email or text or messages is, when are we going to see an Air 3? And the Air 3 group, I'm now calling it the Air Series group.
Yeah.
People were really excited, genuinely excited about this. And I think this is a drone that is going to do very well. You're going to be very surprised. And I think DJI priced this drone right. That's one of the things that I will say I was not surprised by. And I thought it was priced accordingly for the features that you're getting for this drone. I think they did a great job on it.
I think they did too. And Bill, I want to pile on. You said something about, the group people asked for the Air 3. I'll say since December 31st of 2022, the most two requested things I get from people on groups or members of mine, they want to know about the Air 3 and they want to know about the Pocket 3.
Ron, you've been calling that out for a long time.
Two things that people have hit me up. Nobody was asking me for a Mavic 3 Pro. Nobody was asking me about a Mini 2 SE. Nobody's asking me about most of the stuff that got released. That doesn't mean they weren't great products, but that's not the thing the people are looking forward to in our drone click.
Yes, I agree. That's very well put, Ron. This has been a tremendous day today. I mean, it really has. And I hope you guys have spent some time watching us. I hope we didn't bore you to death. I don't think we did, but I think we really tried to bring out a lot of pertinent facts and really, watch these streams again, but especially watch when Ken was on Drone Nation this morning. Okay. He really opened up everybody's eyes with what he had to say about the sensor. I mean, it's really worth your time to go back and watch that. I can't emphasize that enough. Ken was just absolutely spot on, and kudos to you, Original Dobo. That was just absolutely spot on. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that information. And I think you're going to help sell a lot of Air 3s that way. Question of the day. What did you think of the DJI Air 3, our impressions? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.